Hi, I'm JeanitaMarieBlue, and today I'll be collaborating with Tsnatee at BU Be sure to subscribe to both of our channels. In today's video, we'll be discussing what life is like as Black women in both corporate and as entrepreneurs. Sit back, take some notes, and let's get started. So we just finished having a deep conversation on Tsnatee's channel. So if you haven't already, click there after this video and check out everything that we discussed. You don't want to miss out on what we talked about because it was so good, so juicy, and most definitely powerful. Do you feel like you have to lower your value as a young Black woman in corporate, working in corporate?
Yeah. Okay, so it's a juicy question. So let me give you the juicy answer.
Come on.
The honest truth. I don't feel that I have to lower my value. I feel I have to up it for everyone around me because I am scared that people will underestimate me with everything that I do. Whether I send out a quote, an email, do a presentation, I feel like I have to do it better than everyone because I am a woman. I am a woman of color. And even a third thing that I feel is, some people don't even know this, but if you are shorter, and me being in the Netherlands, people are taller than I am. I constantly am like, yes, you are, and sometimes you don't feel authoritative at all. Yeah. So whether I feel like I have to lower my, no, that will never cross my mind. Do I feel like I have to become better than everyone? Yes, at all times. Is it exhausting? Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't want anyone to be able to say she did not do her job well. She is not someone I respect. She is not a good presenter. Whatever it is, I want everyone to have something good to say about me. But on the other hand, I feel like that's that approval also that you need from everyone. Do you have the same thing that you constantly feel like you need that approval as a Black entrepreneur?
I want to kind of look at this because you mentioned a lot in your answer, which I think was really powerful. It's like you are showing up, and like when I'm working or when I do any of my business, I'm always trying to perfect how I go about things. So whether that's the initial contact, like I'm always sending out an extra email. I want people to feel like after they worked with my business, like, oh, I have to go back to them. Like they thought about everything. They sent me a follow-up email. They kept me up to date with everything, and I'm like always on top. So I don't think it's a bad thing, like raising your standards and kind of living on that playing field, like this is what it is. But I do think trying to get to that space and you're trying to get to that certain level, it might be tiring, but I think once you have established that name for yourself, people are gonna see like, oh yeah, it's Tsnatee, yeah, she's got it. Jeanita, oh yeah, she's got it. Ben, yeah, definitely. I definitely want to work with them. So I think it's a struggle, and I hate that we have to sort of do that. But I mean, I feel like it's necessary, especially with wanting to be professional and wanting to be excellent. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But I definitely would say sort of don't hurt yourself in doing it, but I don't think there's nothing wrong with doing it.
No, definitely not. But like, if you think about it, are you willing to say your worth, where you are, because you are an entrepreneur, and I love that about you. But are you willing to say your worth while you are working with different projects? Would you be willing to walk away from a project if you don't feel like people are respecting you or, they know your worth? How is that for you?
OMG, I think, so I'm a full-time entrepreneur now. Before I've sort of honed into this space, I worked with a particular organization, I won't name it, but within that organization there were a lot of rules, and they wanted me to stop doing something in my personal life because it didn't align with the corporation's values. I've struggled with it a lot. Because this was a position that I wanted, and I knew that it would open up a lot of doors for me. So at the time, I definitely was like, okay, let me sort of take a back seat. That doesn't mean that I still won't have these beliefs. That doesn't mean that I still won't have these particular passions. But for this short period of time, I won't celebrate this in this sort of aspect. But that was only temporary. That was very temporary because I had an idea and objective in mind. And so I think like, as long as it's not harming you or really depriving you of like ultimate happiness, I definitely wouldn't do it. But I do think sometimes it's okay to sort of take a back seat. I don't know. How do you feel about that? You disagree? It's okay. Let me hear it.
No, I agree with what you're saying. I don't know how to respond.
Yeah. That's why I said it was two parts to that question, because that was for an organization. But I think the beautiful thing about, we were talking about earlier, you were talking about earlier in your video how like you have options. You know what I mean? I think when we are in these positions, we can choose what we want to do, you know? And so after that experience and after that experience ended, I chose to be a full-time entrepreneur because I don't want to have to deal with those sort of things, you know? And if I choose to go back into corporate, I can choose to work for an organization that I feel aligns with my values. And so I think the situation definitely varies, but I think when you have a clear objective in mind of what you want, that kind of gives you more leeway on how to move about things.
Yeah, I think for me, working in a corporate still, I think it's more difficult because my clients are already set. I can't choose the clients. I can't choose the projects that I'm working for because you have a target, you have a specific client base that you're working on. So it's really for you to make the best of it with the client base that you have. So I think for me, it's more difficult, but it's definitely doable because you can invest your time, energy, money, whatever in the client base that you do believe is valuing you as an account manager or as the one that's able to assist them through a deal, you know?
Right.
So I just, in corporate, I try to choose to do what makes me happy during the day. So if I know that if I'm going to focus specifically on that task that I'm not going to be really happy with, or work with that specific customer that is not going to give me that positive energy, then I try to do that, you know, really early in the morning so the rest of my day can continue with the happier moments. That's how I try to divide the awkward moments, the moments that you're trying to, like, you know, walk away from. So that's how I try to handle it, because I can't really choose to not do it.
Right.
You know?
That makes sense.
Yeah. But before we continue, because I mean, this conversation is always juicy with us, but have you ever felt like you weren't successful in your career? And definitely being an entrepreneur, taking that leap of faith, going on your own, you know, do you feel like, you know, oh my God, I'm not successful yet?
For me, I feel like when I started my business, kind of while I still had my job. So I think if you or anyone is interested in entrepreneurship, I think it's best to sort of build it up so you can leave your corporate job. So I think it's sort of, for me, I just love having options, you know, set yourself up so you can be like, okay, I no longer like this. This no longer serves me. I can do something different. Like, I never want to feel like I'm stuck. And we are never really stuck. It's just sort of shifting our perspectives into something different. But now where I am, like, I appreciate, like, I have goals. So I'm going to tell you, I want a corporation. I want to be in different countries, and I want to have locations around the world. That is my ultimate goal. Am I there yet? No. However, when I get a new client and I take on new people and they see wins in their brands and in their organizations, that is success for me. So have I reached my ultimate goal? No, but I have to celebrate the little wins so I can get to those big wins. Yeah. What about you in corporate?
Have I ever felt like I wasn't successful in my career? Yes, I've definitely been there. I think that definitely maybe as millennials also, they say that we want to, grow fast. I don't know if I have it as much as a average millennial, but I do feel like, I've been in the organization that I am right now, and, it would have been nice to move into another role within the organization. But because of the situation that we're in right now, it's making it a little bit more difficult. So what I'm trying to do, even though that I was looking to do something else within the organization, what I try to do is to share my passion with my 9 to 5. So exactly what you were doing. I am working as an account manager, so I'm constantly in sales, always calling customers, sending out emails, creating quotes, and working in IT. You constantly have training sessions on data centers, storage, and cloud, everything. So it's a lot of work. But after 5 p.m. or after 6 p.m., I create that extra moment for what I find important, which is my other passion. So I start working on my YouTube channel. I start working on Instagram content, working on branding for other people too. So which is why, this is why we connect, because
we are so connected. It's crazy.
Yes, so I love working on branding for other people too. So I've been trying to dabble into that a little bit, and that's been going really well. So that's what I try to give to people that already have their 9 to 5 and are scared to take that leap of faith. Is to combine their passion with their 9 to 5, because it's definitely doable. Because isn't that what they say? Beyonce also has 24 hours in a day. Like,
yes, exactly.
1,000 people working for her, she still keeps a lot.
Right?
We all have 24 hours in a day. Make it count. I have a question for you. Being from the Netherlands and being in the position that you're in, do you ever feel like as a woman you have to code switch, or as a Black woman you have to code switch?
Definitely. Listen, being a person that is from Curacao, from the Caribbean, being Black, living in the Netherlands, for a lot of people that come from Curacao, of course, Dutch is not our first language. So that first switch that you have is to making sure that your accent, your Dutch accent, does not have that thick Caribbean accent, in order for people to really feel that you are a respectable person that they can really value in their organization. So that is that first.
Wow, I didn't even think about that culturally. Wow, yeah.
Yes, so that's that first thing that you should think about. The next one is to working with people that, being in the Caribbean, it's all about family. It's all about reciprocity. So you do this for me, I do this for you. Or if you know someone in your family that is at that organization, you might be able to get into that organization because of that. However, in the Netherlands, it is more individualistic type of culture. So it's everything by yourself. You have to figure it out on your own. So I think that's almost the same thing in America. I'm not sure. But
yeah, very similar.
Yeah, right? So that's the difference. So I feel like I had to co-switch with becoming more individualistic, or being aware of that, being Black, also, like, let's talk about hair, for example. Me wearing my hair loose, or in an afro, I tried doing that. I had people touching my hair, asking me, why is my hair like this? When I had braids in my hair, why did you change your hair? This is all working in a corporate. And
so much about hair.
Yes, and listen, sometimes you can't really blame people for what they are doing, and it's about educating them and showing them that, we do not value people touching our hair, just quote Solange right now. But that's why that I try to fight for diversity in corporate, because I think that there's so much that people can learn, and I just want to be myself. I don't have to feel like I have to code switch all the time. It is exhausting. Definitely when you come back from work, you're like, put down my bonnet. Let me put on my bonnet. My pajama.
Yes. Listen up. Yeah.
right? But do you have that code switch moment also when you're like, okay, let's do this?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So when I was 14, I had my first internship at this amazing company, and like I was the only black girl, and I was the only female, and I was the only person that, like, the only woman, like the only black woman of color. And so I was just kind of like, what is this? Just trying to learn the lingo, and it's just like when no one really around you who looks like you, it's kind of like, you know, it's kind of like in this kind of like twilight zone. So you just have to find places where you stick and areas where you connect, where you can't connect. And so I think, like, for me, instead of like code switching so much, because I didn't know how to not be me, you know, I didn't know how to not you know, like kind of represent myself. And so I would either be like really quiet, but then I was like, I'm not a quiet person. I'm crazy. I'm loud. I'm, you know, have a lot of energy. And so I think just sort of like having like I said, educating people, having conversations about things, opening up, really helps. You know, if you are someone who's currently like code switching, like just sort of like showing who you are is okay. And then you may find other people. Then we start, you know, our company started becoming more diverse, and then just having mentorships, and even like finding allies and people who aren't of the similar race still care about you. So sort of understand that you don't always have to sort of be someone different, but at the same time, you know what I mean? Like you kind of have to put that on. So code switching is definitely a part of it. And yeah, it's definitely something that I have done, but now as I'm getting older, I'm just, you know, developing myself in general. Like, okay, as a professional, like this is sort of what a professional represents, but also still trying to find a way to be unique, you know, and coming back to that space. But yes, I do code switch. However, I want to just develop. I think we are. I think after code switching so much, we just get used to like, okay, this is the face that I have to put on for this environment or this space. This is the face that I have to put on for this, which you have to do in a professional setting, but still finding out, okay, how can I do this but still show me in it, you know? So tell me what motivates you. You are just so awesome. You're working this corporate job, and you're still finding time to make this happen. You have BU which everybody please go subscribe to her YouTube channel. Her energy is just so beautiful. She's so intelligent, and you'll love her like I do already. So I know you guys will too. So tell everybody what motivates you.
That's a great question, Jeanita. I think what motivates me a lot is knowing that there are so many more doors that are opening up or that can open up for me, knowing that there are so many possibilities out there, knowing that I am here for a reason. You know, just put that in your mind. I am here for a reason, and there is something coming for me. Like, that motivates me so much. You know, when I'm laying in bed, I'm like, I can't wait to see what is going to happen today. And if you put it out there saying, I know that there is something coming out there for me because I am someone that is smart, I am strong, I am intelligent, you know, you can say all of that just to motivate yourself and put it out in the universe, because I really think that, you know, manifesting, praying, it all helps because we put it in our mind, we put it in the universe, we tell God, and that motivates me the most. I think also that when I'm feeling demotivated, I put on music, and I'm all alone in my house, but I put on music, whether that is gospel, motivational music. I try to have a little dance party because I don't know why, but I feel like the moment you start to dance, that pushes you. And you know, there are so many other things that motivate me, whether that's my family, whether that is, it could be anyone. But I think those are really the ones. I think just knowing that I am here for a reason, that is my favorite motivation.
That was powerful. So powerful.
What motivates you, babe?
Oh my, I would have to say what motivates me. I think the connections and the growth is really kind of like at the key center, wanting to experience bliss, wanting to experience peace, and so what do I have to do to get there? Finding out what really brings you joy. And I'm constantly reinventing myself over and over. Like as a kid, like I never thought that I would be in the positions that I'm in today. And so like I said, like I love like having options, and like you said, you don't know what's available for me, or what's available for you. And so continuing to just be open and sharing and connecting with people, like I really love helping people. And so that's one of the things that really brings me joy, and finding that centerpiece where I connect with other people and where they connect with me, and just constantly just really being like at peace. Now I do want things, okay? I have financial goals and so many other things that I want to happen. And so keeping those in mind, and like my career, my business, all those things are like, okay, what are we doing next? Those things definitely are like at the forefront, but like the centerpiece of my motivation is love and peace, and in that connection. So that's that for me.
I love this conversation that we had. I think more people should have these type of conversations with each other, and I think we could all grow from it.
Definitely. I thank you so much for even finding me, and I'm just so happy that the universe, God, has like sort of brought us together, because we are so much, we are really, like, we have our differences, but we have so many more similarities, and I'm so happy that we've connected.
Same.
Okay, guys.
My name is JeanitaMarieBlue. Be sure to follow Tsnatee everywhere: Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube. She's a gem, guys. So, and if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, what are you doing? Be sure to subscribe. My name is JeanitaMarieBlue. Always remember to be blessed, be beautiful, and most importantly, be you. Always be yourself. Bye.
Bye.
See you later, guys.